Are we live? Are we live? I can't see my chat. Are we live? Okay. Where's my chat? My chat just disappeared. Are we live? Are we live? I can't see my chat. I think we're live, but I just can't see my chat. Where's my chat? Okay. Where's my chat? My chat just disappeared. Are we live? Okay, I have my chat back. Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome to the Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome to the United Kitchen, where we cook or get cooked, guys. And this is chill. I need to do that again. Okay, I need to do that again. Just one more time. Wait. Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome to the United Kitchen, where we cook or get cooked, guys. And this is your preview show for the Manchester United versus Brentford game, guys. And happy, of course, from the last result. So you should expect a really chilled, not angry Chef T for this preview. So how are y'all doing? Hope you had a chilled week. Are you ready for a spicy preview today on the United Kitchen? Hope you're doing well. And guys, guess what? This is an important game. This is a really important game. See, we're just coming off a gritty performance. A what should have been a chilled performance, became a gritty win over Chelsea. 2-1. Happy about the result, definitely. Right. But yeah, we just got off that. One thing we haven't had enough of as a team is consistency. Like we literally have not been able to win back-to-back games. So this is an important game in that regard. The fact that we have not been able to win back-to-back games. Brentford are 17th, guys. Like I know that we're not. We were. I can't be too. I can't cook Brentford too much for being 17th. We were just there. So like before 17th was like 17th, but guys. Literally was 17th and 16th, and let's not talk about that. We move. We move. New season. No more talks about 17 and 16. We're going for the top bounce back. What I mean bounce back, but like get back on get back, into the Brentford that we knew. Obviously it's going to be hard for them because they lost so many players. So many. They lost their coach, they lost Umbuemo, they lost Wissa. So it's not the same Brentford as last season, but they're still going to be very dangerous. Obviously, there's the story of Umbuemo returning to Brentford. He played there. He had really fantastic games there. He was super at Brentford. He stressed us while at Brentford. I think he probably scored against us, made an assist against us last season. So it's good to have him on our side now. It's good to have him on our side now. Like so, there's that story, with him going there. That adds some spice to the game. Yeah, some spice. You like spice? That adds some spice to this game also. And yeah, it just it's an early kickoff, 1:30 Central European time. So it's just one of those games where you know you hope to really start it very well because it can go quickly. Those early kickoff games can just fly. You look at the time and it's already 40 minutes, and you're like, what happened? Because sometimes those early kickoff games just take a while to really the momentum to build in those games, and so we need to really be careful about that. Um, we have to really start strong. go for it. Obviously, we have a lot of news from the press conference with Amorim. We know that Amad Diallo is ruled out for personal reasons. We hope he's doing fine. We know that there was a bereavement in his family, so we know that that's also going to be a bit hard for him. So yeah, we hope he's doing fine. He's gone back to Cote d'Ivoire now. He's probably going to be there for probably a week or two. So we don't have Amad Diallo, hasn't been playing, amazing, but it's always good to have that option. I always like to remind people Amad Diallo literally was our best player, arguably with Bruno last season. So he's not a bad player. He just needs to fine tune some parts of his game. Um, needs to be a bit more. He needs to release the ball a bit more. He needs to look for Sesko a bit more. He's not playing in his right position, so Amorim also has a share of the blame there. He needs to be playing in in the right 10, not the left 10, where he's playing now. So, but all in all, a great player to have, and we wish him all the best with his family. We hope that everything, we hope that he gets the support he needs there, and he comes back as happy as he can be. So yeah, we know that he is out. Um, we know that Mazrai also is out, which for me, yeah, I was happy that Mazrai had come back. He was so good against Chelsea. There was just the that passion, that drive, that determination from that right wing, the technical skills. He was always looking to go forward, always winning his 50s. So that's one player that I would miss. I wish he was playing. But obviously he's injured. Is there something to look at there? Because this is not the first injury. He's literally just come back from injury. So I'm hoping that we don't have an injury-prone player in our hands there. But he's so good. He's so good. We bought him for probably 20 something million, but he's worth more than that. And it's a shame that he wouldn't be there. But yeah, you can't. You should be beating Brentford without Mazraoui. But I'm just giving you the news as it is. So Ahmad is gone through to personal injury. Mazraoui also is unavailable. Also, we obviously know that Casemiro is not playing for the craziness he decided to do against Chelsea. You had a yellow card already going for not like, bro. You're lucky that didn't cost us the game. I think Casemiro is so lucky that didn't cost us the game, right? Because there would have been just so much stick you would have gotten from Manu fans, from the media, from everyone. Like he would have just gotten a lot of stick because it was so unnecessary, right? We had the advantage, and then you just gave them back the advantage for two silly fouls. So he's a lucky man, a very lucky man that didn't lead to more. So Casemiro obviously is also out. So that makes it then interesting. How are we going to play? And I think this is where I do need to take Amorim, try some other players, right? So you don't have Casemiro. Are you going to try Menu? We've seen the news about, Amorim trying, we don't know how true it is, right? But Amorim trying to build up Menu, how to get him bulky, how to get him to play the sixth position. We don't know how true that is. But we now need to start seeing more of Menu in that team because Casemiro is out. We've seen what Ugarte can give you, like, which is not a lot. Um, so I do want to see Menu start tomorrow against Brentford, away at Brentford. I think you need that energy in the midfield, that technical skill that he gives you, the ability to make those passes, make those run forwards. Yeah, I think a Menu in this will be good. With Bruno, because obviously I have other position for Bruno, but we know the one position where the coach will always put Bruno in. Like they will never take Bruno out of that position. So there's no point, talking about any other position for Bruno. So I do want to see Menu and Bruno in midfield. I think defensively you would expect that Amory might toy a bit there, but at least one person that I think will be constant is Delete. Delete will be there. Um, One person that will not be there is Heaven. I wish he would be there, right? Because as much as I like Luke Shaw and he had a good game, relatively good game against Chelsea, for me, there's still deficiencies there. And in 2025, in my opinion, you can't be starting Luke Shaw at every single game as your main left center back. So I want to start seeing Heaven in some of these games. Also considering the fact that we don't have a lot of games, right? We think about teams that have Carling Cup, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Champions League. We only have FA Cup and the Premier League. And the weekend that the FA Cup is on, the Premier League is not on. So, like, when are you going to play these guys? And that's for me, that's the big question. When are you going to play these guys? So you do have to rotate the team, in my opinion. You need to start trying Heaven. You need to start trying Menu. So I think he will do delete probably Luke Shaw and Maguire or Euro, but I would have preferred somebody else, right? I would have preferred a Heaven delete Euro, yeah, just to give it to give it something different. At the front, obviously, we know that Konya is back, which is good news. Mount is back, and I want to say this is good news, but it also means that there is a huge possibility that Shesko doesn't start. And for me, that is bad news because Shesko needs to be starting this type of games. Like, when is he going to score? When is he going to get the consistency? Or when is he going to get the consistency he needs to put in um to get the confidence that he can score goals, that he's a goal scorer. And with strikers live breathe on confidence. If a striker is low on confidence, it will affect everything he does. And that first goal is so important. So in my I, Sesko should be getting 90 minutes on the pitch. Give him all the time on the pitch. Let the players get used to him. Let Bruno understand his runs. Let Mbuemo know when to give him a 1-2 pass. Let Konya know when to get that ball into him. Let Patrick Dogu from the left know when to whip it in. We need to start knowing, understand that this is our main striker. This is the main man, and it's so important it's so important, and that's why I feel like Shesko should start tomorrow. Um, Konya Mount, sorry, Konya Mbuemo, and Mount comes in, right? And Mount comes in, but we know that Amorim, he loves who he loves. So Mount is going to start. Shaw is going to start. Ogate is going to start. We know all this, right? So and that for me is where I have my issues with Amorim. If you start those types of players and you don't win tomorrow, then I'm back on this mic cooking you. I'm back on this mic like boiling you because you know, see, at the end of the day, you're the coach, but we the fans, we see things. And what we see basically is that Shesko needs to score goals for us. And the only way he can score goals if he gets used to the way the team plays. And you have a specific way of playing that Shesko is not used to. He never played this way, probably in his career, right? So you need to get him more on the pitch, not just in training, because you guys are so good with putting up all these fancy training videos and all that, which is nice. It fits some fans, but he needs to start playing actual games against opposition teams and then scoring against them. And that builds his confidence. Everybody is scoring, right? All the new strikers are scoring. The guy in Newcastle, Voldemad or whatever, has scored Isak has scored, Gyökeres has scored, Pedro has been scoring since. Delap is injured but has scored before he's in. Like strikers live on confidence. So tomorrow, in my opinion, Shesko should be starting tomorrow. 100%. It should be starting tomorrow. Um, and yeah, it was a simple press conference from Amorim. If you did not listen to it, you didn't miss much. I think the one thing that he said was he's really happy about Brian Mbeumo, and who isn't? Like who is not happy about Brian Mbeumo? He's been amazing for us, and he's hit the ground running. And that's what we talk about: getting Premier League proven players because they know the league. They've played against these teams before. Nothing phases them. They're not having to travel out of another country, learn another language, understand. Like they're home, especially when they are so good. And that's what we've seen with Umbuemo. Brian Umbuemo has cooked so far in Manchester United. He's done really great. He's cooking. He's cooking jollof. He's cooking hot jollof rice right now. Like so, yeah. Amorim said that in his press conference that he's really happy with Umbuemo. He's praised his adaptation. He likes the fact that he doesn't look like someone who just came in at all, like into the team. It looks like he's been playing with us for years, and that is fantastic. So playing against his old team tomorrow, obviously there's probably going to be emotions there, but I feel like I hope he can show them um how good they made him, right? By scoring at least two goals. Score two goals and show them that yeah, you guys made me so good, right? So I'm that would be so funny, right? Like just netting against Brentford. But yeah, I think that's one player that I'm really happy about. Um, I think also he spoke about just the edge that we're going to get because that's on Buemo's return. So he feels like he gives United an extra edge, but also he gives pressure because obviously for the player who respects the club respects him, they love him also. There's going to be emotions there. There's definitely going to be emotions there, and he, we just hope that he can handle those emotions, manage it, and still put in a top performance, which I'm sure he can. He's a top player. But yeah, Amorim just touched on that a bit. That yeah, it comes with yeah, there is a sense that because it's Umbuemo's return, it gives us an edge because obviously we have their player who is a really great player, but also it gives pressure to the guy. And then yeah, you have to really just play the game as it is and score early. So important. He didn't say that, but I'm saying it. Score early. Score early. He also spoke about Ahmad and the whole social media stuff. So I don't know if you all remember the drama with Ahmad deleting his whole Instagram post because people felt like he was not disrespected, but he just was not reading the room well enough with the picture he took with Ganacho, and I feel like he got some hit for that. And Amorim was like, you know what, shit, I don't care about that. Like if you want to go on social media and post stuff, be ready for the hit you get for posting stuff. And I love that so much because that's how I see it. That's how I see it too. That's exactly how I see it. And I tell people even around me that I see people get upset when people say stuff about things that they posted themselves on social media. Or maybe you make a comment or you put a post or you say something and people react to it or don't react to it or say stuff about it. And I'm like, see, you put it there. Like you literally put it there. I give you an example. Imagine putting the face of your baby out there, which some people do, right? Or putting the face of like, or traveling and then posting so many pictures from your travel. And somebody posts and says, like, man, yeah, you look, you don't look good. You've gained weight, or somebody says something like, you look really tacky. Your clothes, and person is probably referring to all the 1 million pictures you posted, right? If you didn't give them that information, they wouldn't have anything to post. And if you're not feeding them regularly, which some people do, feed them regularly, feed the trolls. You're feeding the trolls regularly. You're eating, you're feeding them. You're walking on the road, you're feeding them posts. You're flying, you're feeding them posts. The more you give the trolls, the more content they have to troll you. It's that simple. And I feel like that's what Amorim was also saying in his message that, see, people, players need to stop over focusing on social media. And that's the same thing, like with Ahmad, like, did that post have to go online? You could have taken that picture and kept it on your phone. But why they need to post? And then people get on your case, and then you're not happy about it. Like, see, and I'm 100% supporting Amorim on that, 100%. If you lay your bed, you lie on it the way you laid it. It's as simple as that. You know. Um, he also said like there's no excuse for losing tomorrow because we have some players missing. Like everybody has players missing. Like this is one. I think the injuries has become so much a part of football now that there is not even an excuse for anybody. Everybody has players missing. Sorry. Arsenal just lost Madueke again, like crazy. Odegaard I was out already. Saka was just coming back. Chelsea, Palmer is also out for a while now. Lost the lap. Man City lost players. Where is Mamouche? Injured, right? Injured. Like you get like it's not an excuse. You will lose players, right? So it's how you manage without them that's going to make the difference. And then the Nations Cup is coming. You're still going to lose more players from the Nations Cup. So it's how you manage with them without them that is the difference. So he said it that it's not going to be an excuse because we have this player out or that player out. Nah, we still have quality in that team, quality in that team that should be able to beat Brentford, right? So yeah, he mentioned that. I feel like also Brentford are not in a position where they have a lot of injuries, so they're coming into the game fresh. So it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a really, really tough game against Brentford. What will help us is just to get on the score sheet early and quiet those fans. If you can quiet the fans in the Brentford Stadium, you're going to give yourself a chance. For me, that's really important. It's going to be a tough game, physical game. Brentford force that type of game. They like it. They'll elbow you. They'll kick you. The referee will stop the game a lot of times for fouls. So we really have to be patient. We need to be smart. We need to uh, transition quickly, efficiently. We need to transition efficiently. It has to be transitions that lead to goal scoring opportunities that lead to goals, right? We can't be wasting chances in that game tomorrow. We have to concentrate at the back. We need to track our runners, the basic things, but we need to pay more attention to them because if you give Brentford a chance, yeah, they haven't been playing well, but they are a really good team. They know what it is to be a good team. They've had good spells in the past, so they all of a sudden will not just become a bad team. So we need to make sure that we are fully concentrated in that game. I, Bayinda will start, but I really want Lamens to start in that game. I feel like this is a game that will just start his career with Manchester United. If we play well, imagine we get a clean sheet, he makes a few saves, boom, his career has started. I don't want to say Bayinda again. Bayinda offers nothing, absolutely nothing. I could be in the post. Your granny could be in the post. Like Bayinda offers nothing. Like we need to just start Lamens. That's my position. Start Lamens in that game. Have a defense of I was going to say Heaven, but Heaven is not starting. So Shaw, Delete, Euro as your center backs. Have Patrick Dogu and possibly Delo, left wing and right wing back. Is Dalot fit? Is Dalot fit? I need to understand that. Is Dalot fit? Anyways, if Dalot is fit, then we have Dalot there. Yeah, I think I saw him in training. He's fit. And then you have Bruno. I would say Menu, but he's probably going to do Ugarte. And then you have Umbuemo, Konya, Chesko, but he's probably going to do Umbuemo, Konya Mount with Konya in front. See anyone he does, I just want to win that game. So um, we need to be careful, and we also really need to be careful about what Brentford can do to us. Like, they have really good attackers that will look to exploit the gaps if we leave those gaps. If we leave those gaps, the ones behind the fullbacks, when we leave those gaps, because they will be left. And if we are not covering and helping each other, Brentford will exploit those gaps. They will exploit those gaps. And even though Brentford are under pressure, like we know they are, you know, um, they know they're under pressure. They super know they're under pressure. So it's for them, it's important to win this game. It's so important to win this game. That's why we need to pay attention to that. We need to pay a lot of attention to that. Um, what are some of the key battles that I see on the pitch tomorrow? Obviously, I think the first one is uh Umbuemo. Umbuemo versus the backline of Brentford. I see that happening. Um, he's going to attack them, and they know him. They know all about him. They're going to they wouldn't want him to score. Like they don't want him to score against them. So they're going to put a lot of pressure on him. They're going to, tackle him a lot. He's going to know how to play against them. So that's one of the, first things that I see happening in that game. I also feel like the midfield is really important. We need to take control of that midfield. So that midfield control battle is going to be there. Um, Bruno needs to help with that. If he's going to play in the center of the midfield, he needs to be disciplined. He needs to know when to go forward, know when to stay back. Reduce the Hollywood passes. Do the normal passes that gets us forward constructively and efficiently. Um, we also need to be careful of transitions from them also. We will do the transitions. We're going to counter them. I see Brentford allowing us a bit of the ball in tomorrow's game, looking to exploit the gaps we're going to leave at the back when Dogu and Dalot come forward. So we need to be careful with the transitions there. I think set pieces is also really important. We need to really watch out for set pieces. Uh, we have Bayinda in goal, so you don't want that ball gets into him too often. He will make a mistake. We see it's not because he wants to, but he has to. Like it's just who he is. He can't help it. So I see that happening also. In terms of prediction, um, I would like a 3-1. Yes. They can score. We can score 3 goals, and then they score a last minute goal. It's fine. I don't mind. Or a last 5 minutes goal, whatever. But I do think that we this is an opportunity to get some goals on the scoreboard, get Shesko some goals. Umbuemo score against his old team. Bruno has a nice free kick or penalty and he scores that. Um, yeah, I see that. I see that. I see that as a good result. Um, and yeah, I do want us to celebrate early tomorrow because we play early and we play before everyone. And you know how these things are. It can ruin your whole weekend if you. Yeah, I see that. I see that. I see that as a good result. Um, I see that as a good result. Um, I Yeah. For the watch along. We'll be live at 1 o'clock for the watch along. And yeah, see you then. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Let's go, United. Let's go.